against the South and Southwest. Injuries have disrupted the South selection. Stuart Barnes and Jeremy Guscott aren't fit. Mike Catt and Nick Beale play at fly half and centre respectively. The Bath influence is massive. Andy Blackmore, the Bristol lock, is the odd man out in the pack. Behind the scrum, an international call beckons for Jonathan Callard at fullback and an opportunity for the immensely promising scrum half Kieran Bracken to test himself in this sort of company. The tourists have shown something of their hand for the internationals. The pack is the same one which played against London, but changes in the backs. John Preston, partner Steve Bashop at scrum half. Matthew Cooper, fullback at Twickenham, moves to the centre. And John Timu, a winger against the Midlands, is at fullback. Your commentators, Paul Ackford and Nigel Starmer-Smith.
The recreation ground, Redruth, in the heart of rugby-mad Cornwall. And what a reception, what an atmosphere for this third game of the All Blacks tour. You'll see plenty of those gold and black colours of Cornwall, proud rugby county, every vantage point taken up, and really a great tribute to the attraction not just of good rugby but of course in particular of the All Blacks. Great reception for the haka, led by Aaron Penney, the New Zealand number 8. And so all set for the long-awaited clash here in Redruth, in the heart of the Duchy. In this, the first of the CIS Insurance-sponsored series of matches. And it's the Southwest division against the All Blacks. Referee Clayton Thomas of Wales. What an atmosphere, not an inch to spare amongst the 15,000 packed into the Redruth ground. And perhaps Paul Ackford, the best chance of any of the divisions to down the colours, albeit it's virtually a shadow test New Zealand team.
Yeah, very good chance for the Southwest. They've got a number of Bath players as the nucleus of the side. Big games needed for John Callard at fullback, Andy Blackmore at middle of the line-out jumper, and a back row, all who could force their way into the England side.
And immediately a penalty to the Southwest. The catch was by Nigel Redmond, but there was shoving by New Zealand further back, and first touch for John Callard. What a day this could prove to be for him. The whole England selectorial contingent here to see perhaps John Callard establish himself in that shirt for England. Redmond wearing for Blackmore is 5 in Southwest colours. But it's the long reach of Jamie Joseph that got New Zealand possession first, but it's stolen away by Ben Clark. Kieran Bracken on the break. Good run, good feed inside too. Chris Clark takes it on. Southwest in possession again. Bracken's feed. Mike Catt the link. Clark again in the van of affairs. Here's Catt. And it's a penalty offside New Zealand. Crowd applaud in delight. Rousing stuff.
Tremendous series of drives by the Southwest forwards, putting the pressure on the All Blacks, and Tuigamala coming offside to concede the penalty.
So it's John Callard, already with 95 points under his belt this season. Bath fullback, kicking towards the Camborne end of the recreation ground. Callard to open the scoring. He struck it well. There's a bit of an ooh and ah, dear, it's wide. Perhaps the nervous tension of it all. It's been so consistent this season. Quick restart by New Zealand. Back there is Mike Catt, South African, who's also made great waves. Angled for the corner over the head of John Timu. The bounce creates troubles for Timu. He thought it was going dead. He's had to play it. And the effect is useful ground made for the Southwest. Now Stephen Bashop puts it away. Timu there. Local Cornishman Graham Dorr with the throw. Redmond at 2. Blackmore in the middle. Lovely jump. Bracken, his club partner. This is Catt. And then the switch up the middle by de Glanville. Bracken again. Ben Clark. Catt. collared by Sean Fitzpatrick. Penalty for a high tackle against Sean Fitzpatrick. It's another penalty.
This is the way the South West are going to play. Standing big forwards, Ben Clark off the sides of rucks and walls, and Fitzpatrick forced to give away the penalty with a high tackle.
Bit of a breeze, not easy for John Callard. Second chance. This one favourable to him, the right footer kicking it from the left. It should curl in. Callard to open it. It looks good all the way. So the product of Basil Egg School in Newport, St Paul's, Cheltenham, now of Bath, and now today the South and South West lead 3 points to 0, just over 4.5 minutes played. The gauntlet thrown down. Cooper, versatile man, he's playing in the centre today, regular fullback. New Zealand ball. This is Penne to set up one of those dynamic charges we saw against London that was so effective. Preston, Bashop, Cooper, Timu, slips the first tackle of Beale.
There's no clash of styles in this match, Nigel. Both the All Blacks and the South West are setting big forwards, running at backs. Both sides are going to try and outdo each other in that department.
Throw not straight on the quick throw, so they've come in 15. New Zealand ball. Pressure on the number 9 in the black jersey, John Preston, today, with Stu Forster having such an outstanding match. Here's the man in possession of the All Black scrum half berth. His feed, Penne's pick up, Jamie Joseph. Now it's Preston again to Bashop, Cooper, Timu in the line, good running, good timing. Timu caught from behind by Beale. 5 metres out, pressing the South West line, they come again. Jamie Joseph towards the corner, and in touch. That was real pressure on the South West line.
A set move from the All Blacks. Eventually Jamie Joseph gets the ball and is pulled down just short, but the All Blacks look very slick in the early stages of the game.
Big Ben Clark there was a bit of a doubtful starter for injury, and even last night suffered food poisoning, so may not be 100%, but he's raring to go. Standing off this scrum for defence, backing up the fringes, waiting for the big man driving off, but it's wide this time. Bashop, dummies to bunt, Timu in the line, interception, and it's away by Callard. And in fact, Mike Catt it was who put the kick in. Quick thinking by the fly half there, who's the player who's come in for the injured Stuart Barnes, and this was good thinking here.
John Timu's been involved twice in the back moves. He wasn't so successful here being intercepted, but the All Blacks are looking to use him much more.
So Catt's interception and boot downfield takes place near to the All Blacks 22. Preston. Fitzpatrick just shoulders Bracken away. Jamie Joseph, upended by Clark. Penne, they're not getting the forward momentum they're looking for. That's good pressure from the South West pack. Pressure on Preston. Catt again. It's a race to the line. It's touch and goal, or is it just this side of the flag? It's a line out infield. And again, Catt smart, but what good pressure on New Zealand. Preston looking discomforted then at half-back.
Go on, lads! Yeah!
Bounces down, it's away to Catt from Bracken. To Glanville, midfield on the 22. It's there again for Bracken, good possession. Bracken sees a half gap there. The cover in from Jones, the pick up by Ubogu. Still there, they've won it well. Now Clark, long feed, bit loose. Beale picks up, doesn't, is down, fly hack by Henderson, knock on. And it's fast and furious. Penne, Preston. Miscued, with a bit of time, Callard. Clever. Earl Curtin, enigmatic pose as ever from the assistant coach to the All Blacks, former Harlequin. Down from Joseph. Nasty ball. Clark just pushes Preston out of the way. And it's there for Bracken. Clark again, taking on old adversaries from the Lions tour. Bracken wide. Cat to drop goal. It may be a useful cross kick. Tuigamala leaves it for Timu. Bit of hesitation between the two All Blacks, and now the Southwest pile in, just short of the All Blacks line. Where's the ball? It's out for New Zealand. Advantage being played, and this threatens. And it's Bishop on the break. Didn't trust his legs to run the whole way, but it's a clean breakout. Cat gathers, forced into touch. Well, I think if that situation had been the other way round, and had been Bishop passing to Tuigamala, it might have been a different story. Philip de Glanville is the injured player. Looks like a nasty gash on the head. Oh, I hope this is not serious. It looks a nasty cut.
An initial mix-up with the All Blacks, which is unfortunate. Normally the man coming from behind takes the ball, but they do well to recover here. The forwards getting back very quickly, coming in from behind the maul to eventually free the ball.
This is cruel indeed. Philip de Glanville with a facial injury, which is a real blow to him and to the Southwest. And so replacement will be Paul Holford, and they'll have to do a bit of reorganising here with Holford, a specialist wing three-quarter from Gloucester, played for the Southwest Division against the North. And I think Paul Hull will take up a centre position from the left wing. So a cruel bit of luck there for the South and West. 10-metre line, Penne, Preston, Timu, Holford into the tackle, supported well by Andy Robinson. And certainly John Hall has got this Southwest side fired up. Over the top go New Zealand in traditional All Black style, hoisted by Bishop. Callard calls the mark, down by Bunce. Referee decides it's a fair tackle. The player's not quite so convinced of that. Callard acknowledges it as being fair in his view by that gesture. He has the mark anyway, and a good clearance. Well, this is typically close to the edge by New Zealand.
Yeah, great kick by Steve Bishop, but the question is whether the tackles are late. Callard's got the ball now, and Bunce follows through with the tackle. Now, I think he could have pulled up a bit short on that one.
They tend not to. And it's always a hair's breadth decision. But we've seen one or two in the earlier matches where they've definitely been late, more obviously than that. Obstruction by the Southwest.
Another feature of All Black line-out play. The last four line-outs have gone to four different players. They don't tend to pick on a player. They actually move from the front of the line-out to the back.
Matthew Cooper then. Chance to level it after 18 minutes. Looks good. No problem. And certainly his place in the test lineup on his kicking form guaranteed by virtue of that alone. Preston saw the half chance, but there was obstruction. I think Ian Jones went through with Preston and obscured the would-be tackler from the man in possession. Callard. Good kick. Well, must be front runner on the current form for the England jersey.
He's an impressive player, John Callard. He's got good hands, he's brave under the high ball, he's quite quick as well.
Bracken tries the reverse pass, he was unlucky as Ian Jones came through. First knock on. First knock on against Jones. Lovely to see this skill. It's a rare one. It's always a risky thing, but he nearly got away with it, and it would have set up a real counter-attack. Stephen Bishop, capped 4 times for Western Samoa before transferring his allegiance. to Otago and New Zealand. Dorr, ex-Launceston, holding in the line by Jones. And there's a bit of barging at the back, this time Penne. Penalty, Southwest, kickable distance.
I think you could have chosen only one of 3 offences in that line-out, but Ian Jones was penalised for hanging on to Andy Blackmore there.
And here's Callard with the chance to regain the lead after 23 minutes. He's hooked it, didn't connect well at all. Curses himself. And they await the dropouts. Bashop's kick rebounds. It's good possession, well won. Katz, little chip. Back goes Twingamala to his own line. The follow-up by Katz. The tackle on his line. He's in trouble behind the New Zealand goal line. Southwest there in great numbers, trying at least to force the 5-metre scrum. It's there on the fringes with Paul Henderson. And it's a 5-metre scrum. Southwest put in. That's rousing the crowd.
Tremendous defence by Twingamala. He was struggling to get it. Once he got hold of the ball, he took on 2 or 3 forwards to try and get back into play, but just couldn't quite manage it.
Going for the pushover. They're sending the All Blacks metres backwards. They're still going. The scrummage, though, has broken up, and the referee will put them down again. That was some charge by the Southwest pack.
That's answered any questions about Victor Abugo scrummaging. You don't move an All Black pack like that if you can't scrummage.
It's his big day, too, in front of the England selectors. It's in again. Will they try that again? It's caved in. The All Blacks penalised. Moral victory there to the Southwest, plus a penalty. Taking them down. New Zealand pack in real trouble from this Southwest 8. Victor Ubogu bidding for the England tight head place. He's been capped before, but not really as first choice, more of as an experiment beginning of last season. The man set to take over from the long-serving, valiant Jeff Probyn. Meanwhile, Callard to recapture the lead. Big roar. 6-3 and well deserved after 26 minutes of this first half. From Jones, Preston, Bashop, Cooper, dummies to Bunce, Twingamala on the burst, and that's some burst. Still going, look at the strength of the man. 15 metres out, middle field. Bashop inside to Bunce, nice move, but it was well read by Andy Robinson. Robinson with the tackle on Bunce. It's there again, though, All Blacks in strength. Bashop, good defence, good numbers from the Southwest on the short side. It's there with Jones again. New Zealand roll. Still there, you can see it. Jamie Joseph has it close. Paul Henderson, number 7. There's still Joseph. 8 metres out. Joseph goes. Preston. Dummy not bought. Penne now. Rousing defence. But still All Blacks in numbers. A black wave approaches the Southwest line, and there it is again for Preston. Bashop misses out Bunce, poor pass, picked up by Cooper, held by Katz, but the Southwest are offside. It should be 3 points to level it here in front of the Southwest post. The eagerness to get in at the attacker has caught the Southwest out. So here's Cooper of Waikato, just teeing it up. No problem. 6-all then, as New Zealand come back for the second time to level it, just short of 32 minutes of this first half. Well, some relief for Laurie Mains of Otago, New Zealand's coach. Fitzpatrick upended, loses possession with Clark's tackle. John Hall has it, calls for support. 18 metres from New Zealand's line, Cat to Abogu. Not really enough room to get up momentum, but enough though to get possession again. Dorr, not sure what to do. Cat switches.
Come on, Victor!
So with Bracken, Paul Hull, drop goal, perfect. Intuitive moment from the young Bristol man and RAF PDI. What delight in the Cornish and Southwest ranks. Straight back come the Southwest from Paul Hull's boot. 9-6 they lead.
Great decision by Paul Hull. The All Blacks defending both sides of that ruck. It's slow ball and the only option is to drop a goal. Right through the middle.
What a corker. Ben Clark after the first touch by John Hall. Bracken, Ubogu, as he loves to do. Penne was waiting, but Ubogu made the impact. Cat again hoists one. It's another good ball. Timu won't like it, but is there safely. Gets the mark. But the accuracy is clear for all to see of those hoisted balls from Mike Cat.
I think Timo's a much better fullback than he is a wing. He's been involved in one or two attacks and he's been rock solid in defence.
And his clearance summons the half-time whistle, and what a rousing first 42 minutes it proved to be. The South and Southwest then turn round, leading 9 points to 6 and playing now towards Hellfire Corner. The man who's been suffering from that lingering injury, Jerry Guscott, has to watch from the stand. So here we go. Callard kicks straight into Hellfire Corner. Back there is Bashop. Fine clearance too. His line kicking has been an added asset to his game. That one went to Jones and Preston. Useful ball. Holford. Just outside his 22. Paul Holford. John Hall, 20 England caps. Last was back in 90, but he's well in contention again.
Come on, man.
Throw-in wasn't straight. It's Southwest to put in then.
Come on, Southwest! Come on, Southwest!
It's almost against the head, but gone more than 90 degrees round, and Ben Clark has seen something to take offence over. Not a man easily drawn to take the law into his own hands.
Ben Clark standing off most of these defensive scrums, which is an indication of how comfortable the Southwest pack are. They're scrummaging with 7 against 8 here.
Come on, Southwest!
Just outside the 22, and he stands off for that man with Robinson hanging on to Ingamala. Henderson to the line. Support from Joseph. Classic support play. The whole back row involved. The first try of the match to restore, or indeed gain the lead for the first time to New Zealand. That was brilliantly executed back row, and to Ingamala in support.
A mix-up in the back row defence really on the Southwest. Penny just drove through Robinson, and then he made the ball available to Ingamala first, and Paul Henderson, who's had a fine tour, pops it up to Jamie Joseph. Really, that was just one missed tackle at the first tackle, and the All Blacks score.
But all done with pace and all done with accuracy here, and you have these sort of like guardian angels in support, the back row men. Henderson there, and when tackled, knew he had Joseph on his elbow. (11-9) then, for the first time New Zealand ahead. Cooper, and that's the importance of accurate place kicking. It extends the lead again to 13 points to 9 after 6 minutes of the second half.
An organisational mix-up because Clark was standing off just to stop that sort of move. Robinson tackles a bigger man who breaks the tackle, and then it's just a question of making the ball available.
So how quickly fortunes can turn. Bracken, precocious talent. Well protected ball. Clark rolls off, but fighting for it is Paul Henderson. And they're just raking men and ball. Cats are clear. And there's this always this difficult line of what's illegal, unfair. The All Blacks tend to take the man who's on the ground as part and parcel of the bit of bad luck, but it's in fact the attention of referee Thomas drawn by Keith Hosking, and they'll penalise New Zealand for foul play here. Blackmore, but it's intercepted by Jamie Joseph. Bashop over the head of Holford. And the right side of the touch flag, I sense. Oh, it hit the flag, says touch judge on the referee's question, so it's a dropout. So they'll have to raise it again, the Southwest to come back, having had to withstand the disappointments of missed penalties that could have stretched their lead, and in turn to see New Zealand come back with the first try. New Zealand 13, Southwest 9. New Zealand ball, Bashop. Callard calls and gets the mark, eludes the charging Matthew Cooper. It's a long way to touch and he's not going to make it. Tuingamala with free ball, gets off a gallop. Bounces Beale, but half dispossessed. Seem to go forward, but play continues. New Zealand ball, they're lucky, bunts to Cooper. Cooper bunts on the return pass, danger here. Jeff Wilson. Great tackle by Lumsden. Clark, and the rescue is on. Lumsden again.
Great build-up by the All Blacks, but Jeff Wilson loses the ball here in a tackle from Andy Robinson, and the Southwest are very quick to recover and try and attack themselves. It's tremendous rugby.
Jeff Cook's happy. Long-term understudy. Callard back to position. Long-term understudy of John Webb, of course, at Bath, having come from Newport. Clark storms through the line-outs. Bracken pops it up to Abogu. He's clear. Away goes Abogu. He's Timu to take on. Who's the support with him? Right up to the 22. Dramatic run by Abogu. On goes Graham Dorr. Straightens it up. The Southwest come back in strength. It's Bracken. Clark again. Once again set back. Bracken to the short side. Mike Catt. 7 metres out. And again, it's ball to Clark from Graham Dorr. Knocking the All Blacks back. They stretch it left again. Catt. Lumsden tries to slip out the tackle. Onto Redmond to set it up once more. Southwest ball. Still going. Bracken dispossessed, but already I saw the referee with his arm raised. The earlier offence, that was a tremendous sequence from the Southwest Division to lift the crowd. Preston. Bashop having to hurry the kick, it stays well in field. Callard on the counter-attack, judged it well. Into Hellfire corner it goes. The tackle is late. The tackle is late.
It's becoming a feature of the tour here. John Callard looks to the outside to put the kick in, and then where's Bashop? Not even in the picture, and he follows right through with that tackle.
And then he had the arrogance to walk away when the referee called him as if he was an innocent party. Southwest need this. So too does John Callard. He deserved the luck. He buries his head down to the ground, and with the relief of it, it's within a point. 13-12 to New Zealand. We're into the last quarter of the match. Blackmore managed to get a hand to it. It's anyone's ball, and the Southwest had the greater strength. Olu Brown climbing over, but it's well away. Here goes Abogu. Makes it over the gain line. Bracken collared by Jamie Joseph. Dorr under pressure. Pick up by Ian Jones. This is danger again as the All Blacks break free. Preston, not much support that way. Just Jamie Joseph to set it up again. Outside the 22, Tuingamala threatening as ever. Cooper, Timu, cuts back inside. Wilson, Lumsden goes for him, but Wilson's in the corner. Touched, his flag is up. It was that close. Inside and then outside. Fine running by Jeff Wilson, this new find in All Black colours. Just a foot in touch there before he could get the ball down. Deflection, Bracken. Bang downfield, but it's not out of danger yet. Tuingamala has it. Still going. The strength and the power to add to the pace. Set up by Bunce. Tuingamala again, comes open. It's a good tackle coming in from John Hall, but still the pressure's on. 7 metres out. Preston, Tuingamala for the third time, half through, but no one to get the tackle. It was Graham Dawes' try-saving tackle that time. Tremendous effort by the hooker. And there's a bit of back chats from the All Blacks as the penalty is given for the diving in initially of Frank Bunce, and then a bit of riposte with the verbal. Watch the tackle here.
Yeah, not the easiest man in the world to tackle. Tuingamala in full flight, legs like tree trunks.
Andy Robinson still looks in the wars. He looks a bit unhappy there. There'll be no weakening of talent, though, with Steve Ajomo to come on. Wearing 21, Steve Ajomo. Man who doesn't find a place in the Bath first 15, but what a talent. Bracken, sensible decision. Penne was through and would have blocked the path to Cat.
This is a fine performance by the Southwest because it's almost a full test strength All Black side who are playing pretty well.
They come again, just outside the 22. Off goes Penne. Jomo straight into the fray. His tackle. Preston, this time Fitzpatrick, but dumped by Graham Dorr with a fine tackle on Preston. He really is lifting his game. Nearly again then from Tuingamala. Matthew Cooper, clung to by Beale. Plenty of black shirts there. Midfield, 30 metres out. New Zealand trying to drive it straight, but are held and will have to release or be penalised. They're lucky to, well, they've set up the momentum again. But, well, the referee has allowed them plenty of time. Hands in the ruck. Ajomo being penalised, and that's eminently kickable for Matthew Cooper. Well, his kicking has been exemplary, Matthew Cooper. Twice replacement against the Lions, temporary replacement in the third test in the summer. Here playing in the centre, more regularly full-back, but what a kicker. And he's done it again. Bit more breathing space for New Zealand, but the margin is still only 4 points, and we've 12 minutes to go. Well taken, Nigel Redman, Balletic, Bracken, Abogu, Ajomu. Well set up on the 22, it's there for Bracken. Offside, rightly so, New Zealand. They really have been put on the rack today as Southwest come back bravely again. Great combined work there with Obogu and Ajomo to set up the chance, and all stemming from that magnificent full flight catch by Nigel Redman. This to get within a point again. No need to tell you. It's 15-16. And we've 11 minutes less than that to go. It's going to go down to the wire. Dowd won that one for New Zealand. Preston, Bashop, Cooper, Parr. Took two men to bring him down in the end. Hall principally. Still New Zealand in possession. Set back by Jones. He's a key man, Ian Jones. On the 22. Bashop. Bunce. Dummies twice. Effective little effort. That was so nearly a try if Jones had hung on to it. It's being recycled well, though. From Brown to Ingamala. Held by Ajomo, but caught now by Cooper. Held by Obogu and by Cat. Southwest hold out. Valiant again, this defence. As surge follows surge. Onslaught after onslaught. And what a ball won. Dare they attack from here. Callard opts for the safer touch. Didn't get the angle he wanted. But they're not lying down. And there in the wars with that nasty facial injury, Philip de Glanville, who can only sit and watch the last moments. And he'll be joined up there shortly, not just by Andy Robinson, but now by Jamie Joseph, who's been replaced by Zinzan Brook. No mean recruit that to the side either. Gordon. Oh, Preston's got away. Not past Cat, though. Jones has had a good game. Craig Dowd in this front line, front row. And they've managed to keep the Southwest for the best part pinned in this half. And there's a penalty to New Zealand, which might be the final moment of significance in this game. As the Southwest failed to get away from the ball, the disconsolate Andy Blackmore can only watch in despair. Matthew Cooper unerring. 19 points to 15, 3.5 minutes of injury time already expended. This capacity crowd have lived every moment of it. But it's not over yet. Aaron Penne sets up. Clark chasing after him. Still edging forward. It's still moving. It's dead now, but the ball is available. Preston is held. Ran into his own man, accidentally offside, but that indeed is the final flourish. New Zealand have hung on against the most dramatic and impassioned effort by the South and Southwest Divisional side, who held them for so long to the narrowest of margins before that final penalty goal crept it into areas of respectability. 1915, New Zealand really had to battle hard the whole way to deny the Southwest a first ever victory in 23 matches over a West Country side, over the All Blacks in, well, the years that have run on since 1905. Really tremendous. They'll rue those missed penalty goals, but they've delighted everyone here, and England rugby with their efforts. New Zealand victors, 19 points to 15. What a day in Redruth.
Yeah, we expected a tough game today, and we definitely got that. It took us probably 50, 60 minutes to get going, and we're lucky, I believe. We did a lot more work, and obviously we've got to do a bit of work on keeping the ball off the ground and not giving away so many penalties. It was just crazy the amount of penalties we gave away, and kept them in the game.
It was obviously a very tight game. Not a lot of back play again today, which is disappointing for us because we want to throw the ball around. But they're a hard side, and but we're pleased to get away with the win, John. Yeah.
Yeah, we defended very well. There were some really big tackles going in. we hit them back. They didn't get over the game line that much. Unfortunately, the one time they did, they scored from it.
There's one scrum which I'm sure you'll remember, which was the occasion when you actually drove them backwards and nearly went for the, well, you went for the pushover and so nearly got it.
Well, they stood up. I mean, they're basically chickened out. I mean, if they'd stayed down, we would have driven them over. I'm confident of that.
We proved today that if you're prepared to stand up to them, and they are fallible, or not fallible, but you can stand toe to toe. And at the end of the day, it's going to be close. It usually is against the All Blacks, but you've got to keep it on for 80 minutes.
Our tackling was outstanding, absolutely superb, but they just breached our line once, and really that was the turning point of the match. Tugamala was out on the outside of number 8 and just sort of drew me across a little bit, and it was a great decoy run. If he'd got the ball, it would have been a great run from him after that, so it's a very difficult area to defend. Obviously, we weren't expecting that move, and they managed to pay it off and score from it.
One or two key moments from the match here. The New Zealand try. Ben Clark, Southwest number 8, way out of frame on the left-hand side. John Hall, number 7, Andy Robinson, number 6. They're left to make the first tackles. Now, if you let Aaron Penny get beyond the advantage line, you're in trouble. He does so. You can understand why Robinson goes high, but really he's so strong. And then even stronger Vainga Tugamala. Good skills there. Excellent support from Paul Henderson. Even better support from blindside Jamie Joseph. Aristocratic back row play at its best. Getting over the advantage line was a key element in the Southwest decent attacks. Ben Clark, 2 hands, takes out defenders, and then this didn't happen very often, but Victor Obugu straight through the gap. But even so, look how many black shirts get back to take him out. And now for me, this was perhaps a